Hello everybody, and this is the Diddler Cup of Racing here on IRM. My name is Chip Chapman, and we are live from Gristol Motor Speedway here in Gristol, Tennessee.
Baby!
And we are going short track racing in race number 6 of the Diddler Cup 2020 race season. We are in the second quarter, as you were, and we got a big race for you today. My name is Chip Chapman. As said, I'm joined once again out of the pokey, our good friend Lightning Lloyd Shivers.
They couldn't keep me in the Fulton County Jail forever. This is Lightning Lloyd Shivers, your former South Tucson short track national regional city champion. And I want to say, first of all, I want to apologize for all the distress that I may have caused by my absence from the Toto by Africa 99, because there's nothing what 100 laps or more could ever do. Just some issues trying to get from a transit flight from Phoenix to Atlanta down to the city of Europe. But I am back. I'm back in the best country, the only country that matters. I've got my hands are covered in cinnamon and glop. This cream-like substance. It's all over my hands and all over a lot of my forearms. I could be glad. Also, by the way, I do want to apologize for everybody that saw the contents of those DMs. They do not represent Lightning Lloyd Shivers and Lightning Lloyd Industries, LLC.
Those, of course, are the Cinnafist, our main sponsor of this race, the Cinnafist 300. Do not adjust your sets. 175 laps of pure, unadulterated, goopy, gloppy, short track racing. And Lightning Lloyd, it's good to have you. We're going to have your expertise here as we go short track racing. We got Beaumont Jenkins on the mic again.
I tell you what, Chip, that 175 laps, I mean, they're going to go about as quick as an extra large Cinnafist. Some people call it a cake. I'd say it's just a regular Cinnafist, if you ask me. And god damn, is it delicious.
It's about as big as a regular cake. I think if you made a slightly smaller one and then a slightly smaller one than that, you could tier it and make it look like a wedding Cinnafist.
Hey, Chip, can I be serious for a moment here?
Absolutely.
Hi, chat room. My name is Beaumont Jenkins. As you well know, I'm the founder and president of the Woo Bye Bye fan club, which is why, if you're a true fan of Woo Bye Bye, I want you to go sign my petition to end this season early and declare Woo Bye Bye the first ever Diddler Cup racing champion, because that son of a bitch is in first place. Woo Bye Bye!
The Woo Bye Bye is in fact
excited. I mean, I know the sponsors will be pissed if they had all their races canceled, but I mean, hell, why not?
He sounds convincing. I'm not going to lie about that. But we got Woo Bye Bye in first place. Let's go over the points. Lead the top 10 right now. Woo Bye Bye in first. 14 points behind him, Jim Blossoms, after the amazing, miraculous.
What a miracle. I watched it from inside the jail cell. What a comeback that Jim Blossoms put on despite fracturing nearly every bone in his body. And we understand that he put all the winnings towards, about 1/5 of his medical expenses in total. But hey, great job, Jim.
He's going to have to win at least four more races to kind of completely cover that. Richard Blood is in third place, just breathing down the neck, the paralyzed, potentially neck of Jim Blossoms. Paul Walker in fourth. Jean-Paul Henry in fifth. The rest of the top 10 rounds out at Morris Mayfield, Jimmy Poots, Cotton Stuff Biter, Bowie Jessup, and Jeff Shanice. But let me tell you, gentlemen, we've got a heck of a race going on. Cinnafist 300 short track racing, a half-mile oval. It's going to be wild. It's going to be woolly. Yeah, it's going to be sticky.
We already had the local cover band, the Sets Gristols, play their rendition of our national anthem. It was a beautiful rendition of that.
I think it's time that we go to our pre-race prayer, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, racing fans, here to give the prayer is a representative from the Cinnafist Corporation.
Let us pray. Roll the book of Matthew 14:13-21. Jesus feeds the 5,000 with a big old Cinnafist. And so Jesus told the disciples, he said, The villagers do not need to go away. You must give them something to eat. And the disciples said, well, we here only have one big, sloppy, cinnamon, sugar-coated Cinnafist, they answered. And Jesus said, bring them here to me. And he directed the people to sit down on the grass and in the bleachers of the Gristol Motor Speedway. Taking the one giant, massive monster truck-sized Cinnafist and the Yeti cups that were filled with sweet tea, and looking up to heaven above, he gave thanks, and he split that big old Cinnafist right among the people, and the disciples gave the bits of the Cinnafist to the people. They all ate and were satisfied, and were mostly sick and probably got the mud butt. 5 hours later, and the disciples picked up 12 basketfuls of broken, still goopy, still sweet, still delicious Cinnafist that were left over, and contracted not only type 1 but type 2 diabetes. The number of those who ate that one big giant Cinnafist was about 5,000 men, besides women and children. Amen. Amen.
Amen, indeed. And we shall ignore the blatant sponsorship in that. But nonetheless, Lightning Laura, we're going to have to talk about, let's talk about, you are a short track specialist, a short track champion in South Tucson.
I got the trophies to prove it, and I ain't had to pawn them off just yet.
Now we got this is perhaps our shortest track of the entire season, a half mile at Gristol Motor Speedway. It is gonna be crowded. It is gonna be very tight, very traffic ridden. What is the most important strategy in this?
It's just to go fast and hit as many people, and if they ain't getting out of your way, just put them in the damn wall. This is one of the fastest short tracks on the world. It's also really fast. It's got that concrete surface, not like the asphalt, and the turns are banked 36 degrees, which is actually higher than the Daytona track that we snuck on a few weeks back.
Well, hell! Beaumont, you had some things to say.
Shit, I forgot it. I'll get back to you.
All right, then. Well, Beaumont, your thoughts. Wu Ba Bala qualifying in 8th overall. He's on row 4. You can see him actually in that long shot in that Hugger Oranges, number 103 Pontiac Bonneville.
Well, the thing is, with an 8th place start with Wu Ba Bala, that just means everyone got lucky. I mean, that track was so short, he was actually going forward and going backwards, and it was still counting as a lap. That's how he got up to 8th place.
That
he
is
kept going
amazing.
Back and forth and triggering the start-stop line.
Well, that is amazing right there.
Lap 5.
Well, Wu Ba Bala, after a solid 2nd place finish, that is his 3rd top 5 finish in the first 5 races. That's why he is your points leader. He's already won 1 race. But not only that, he has finished 2nd and 3rd in the first 5 races of the season. Starting 8th, going to be a great race for him if he can hold it together. Let's see who else is on the front of the field as far as we're going with our points. Let's talk about Jimmy Poots. Always been a contender. He is currently sitting in 7th in the points. He is 3rd on the qualifying inside 2nd row.
Yeah, buddy, he is fast and he is flatulent. Usually he's always fast, but more often than not, he's very flatulent.
In that number 9 to Dodge Stratus, sponsored by the Filthy Boys.
Why don't we just go through the entire field, Chip?
I think so. I think we're just kind of making sure everything's looking good as far as our.
You're meandering.
We are as far as we're looking at the tracks. Let's go ahead and go officially talk about the starting grid here of the Cinnafist 300. Let's go through the field. Your pole sitter is Paul Alcohol in that number 35 Bathhouse Gyms Bathtub Gin Ford Pinto alongside I forget who that was. I didn't even see who that was. Joey Rochester. There you go. Number 49 roadblock car. Jimmy Poots and Cotton Stuff by in row 2. Blind Bob McGee and Ennio Sparini. Ennio Sparini ended up on his roof. Had some problems with the car. Pretty good qualifying effort. B.D. Joseph also caught in a big wreck early on lap 1 in our last race. He's on row 4 with Woo Ba Bala. El Matador Toro Rosanna, excellent qualifying effort for him in that 75 Air Supply car, along with Ricky Walton, a big qualifying effort after also wrecking in our last race. Same with Big Daddy Thibodeau and Jim Blossoms on row 6, our winner from last race. Reverend Pastor Chavez sat on the pole for the Africa by Toto 99. He's there along with Morris Mayfield. Mr. Naga's most glorious driver on row 8 with Stumpy Lane in that number 9 Gumboos, Chevy Prism, Joe John Winchester, and Elmer Twist on row 9. With that one, Richard Blood currently sitting in the top 10. He's on row 10 inside in that Plasma Train Ford Pinto, along with Jean-Paul Henry. Otto Bond in the number 69 car.
Nice.
Along with Jasper Cudisark in that number 25 Throat Candy Tobacco Lozenges Chevy Prism. Jeff Gordon, the horse, is on row 12 with Giacomo in the War Machine itself, that Kiss. Number 4 Ford Pinto, Kevin Boner Pillman, and Bowie Jessup on row 13. Jeff Shanice, pretty bad qualifying effort for him. See if he can move from the back of the field to the front like he's known to do on row 14 with Burt McKitchen. Rusty Arcana in a wreck on Sunday in that number 12 LOA car. He's on row 15 with Paul Walker in the number 2 Boxawan car. And on the back of the field, Harry Gunt and Fat Darrell. They are at the back of the field. And, okay, we need to have that person removed. We need to have someone do the official.
Get him back to Gristol.
Can we get somebody to do the official but not official most famous words in motorsports but kind of close to it? Dang it, they already went off. Someone just shout something.
It's Gristol Motor Speedway.
It's Gristol, baby.
It's not the Gristol.
And there they go. They are off. And we got Lee Corso in an AMC Gremlin today. He decided to write Pontiac on it, so he thinks he's in the race.
Yeah, bless his heart. Bless his heart. This ain't going to be a quick pace lap, so just reach down there and pull that belt right up on your gooch.
Yep, there he goes. Let's go strap something on, and let's go Diddler. It's a goddamn auto race.
It's a goddamn auto race, all right.
And you can see how well that low line is. Paul Alcohol jumping to the front immediately.
All right, what a good start from Paul Alcohol.
No doubt there.
There is only one driver that I feel could dominate this race in pole position today, and that is Paul Alcohol in that 35 Ford.
He had a better hole shot than his family reunion.
No doubt about that. 175 laps of this half-mile track. It is a short track. We're already on lap 3. So the lead changes may come hot and heavy. Jimmy Poots, Blind Bob McGee following behind. We're going to keep an eye on what's going on there. There you see Jimmy Poots getting a nice draft off of Blind Bob McGee, 2nd and 3rd.
Now, one of the stories also on Sunday was all the lap traffic causing it chaos. Where you get to a point here where you're just going to get a whole clusterfuck here.
And there we see a big cluster right there. Joey Rochester, that was our outside pole sitter, already down.
Rochester didn't get a good start. He was up on that outside dirty side, and boy, you just can't move up here. Bristol's very much traditionally a one-groove kind of racetrack. Yes, it is very fast, but you do need to have that inside line, or else you're not going to get as much grip off the corners as you normally would.
But you can't tell these guys, they're dumb as hell.
It's like the Cinnafist D-Light, the groove is in the heart.
And there you see.
You just got to reach your fist right down there into that cinnamon, sugar-crusted heart of every Cinnafist which you can buy at every concession stand here at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Nice and fresh and warm and ready to put your dick in. Wait.
And we're seeing there is Woo Ba Bala currently sitting in 9th, right behind the Just Guns Ford Fusion driven by Joe John Winchester, 8 laps in. And Woo Ba Bala not really moving. He's trying to make a pass, trying to look low, but Winchester hanging on to that line. Look at Mr. Naga's most glorious driver going into the turn there, making the pass on B.D. Joseph. And Mr. Naga's most glorious driver has not had a very good season so far.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was just several Mr. Naga's glorious drivers and the other ones have been put on the big old infamous pile that we're so familiar with Mr. Naga and all his businesses there. This might be Mr. Naga's most glorious driver in the fourth, for all we know.
Well, that is just nothing but rumor and innuendo, I think. But there may be something to it, and we are seeing.
You can count the numbers. You can count the numbers. They all committed Sudoku.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's like the numbers and the grid, and it's like how you pick the starting grid, start at Gristol, and draw names out of a hat, and just start running.
And here we go, 12 laps in. We're looking at Ennio Sparini in 4th place. Ennio Sparini ended up on his hood on lap 1, thanks to Joe John Winchester getting into him on the very first lap.
Just a couple of races of contrast and fortune. Of course, Ennio Sparini winning that big shootout in Tulsa, and then going on and getting involved in that wreck down there in Europe City.
He has been hot and cold. He is sitting in 3rd place, getting past Jimmy Poots, looking for Blind Bob McGee in his sights. Get a draft off of Blind Bob McGee. Now, Latin and Lord, how important is the draft here on these short tracks specifically?
It's not really so much important that you stay in the draft. It's really just about keeping a consistent approach. You got to have a good rhythm for the racetrack. You got to have a good rhythm with the accelerator and working the brake and all that. And also, you just got to start hitting people if they don't want to get out of your way. That's pretty much the most simple thing here. This is a full contact sport, and if you ain't with it, then fuck you. You need to find something else to do with the time.
We need to take a look at something that's been pointed out. Fat Daryl from the back of the field has been working his way up to the first half, the top half of this field. He just got past Kevin Boner Pillman and Otto Bond in that number 69 car, and he is continuing to charge forward.
Nice. Yeah, Fat Daryl, of course, getting hooked up with that new race shop down there in Southern California, Los Incontinentales.
That is a nice new racing shop he's got working there. He's got Kevin Boner Pillman looking low on him, almost getting into it. Look how close he is to that bumper. Man, that is excellent driving by Kevin Boner Pillman.
He's just using every inch of the track and then some. He's really trying to extend that nose out there and just give him a huge push from behind.
And you gotta understand, like on these turns.
I should also note, not all that track there. I mean, he's having a little good way of getting around all these short areas with all this, like the South Tucson Arts and Crafts Festival. I mean, he's had experience getting around there, so this was right up his alley.
No doubt about that.
Dingy alley.
No doubt about that, and that was the impressive thing, is that Fat Daryl knew that Kevin Boner Pillman was right on his tail, could have just made one error and put them both into the wall, but kept it together. 20 laps in, Paul Alcohol still leading, and it looks like Fat Daryl is going to be making the pass pretty soon on BD Joseph, who has just been moving backwards this entire race. Jeff Shanice is right ahead of him.
Fun. He's not having any fun right there. He's got that swearing angry pastor. He's trying to get him to the church, and boy, he ain't doing a good job at it.
That has been a problem for this track for BD Joseph, starting, I believe he started 7th overall. I believe he was on the row 4 with Wu Ba Bala, who is down to 11th right now, staying pretty steady, riding with Rusty Arcana. Let's get back up to our leader at the moment. That is Paul Alcohol, opening up a 2.8 second lead on Blind Bob McGee. And you can see he's starting to already hit some of that lap traffic. That is Richard Blood.
This is going to test these drivers' already thin patience. I mean, these are a bunch of mostly white, angry dudes with unlicensed firearms. Not that I would know anything about carrying any unlicensed firearms, particularly into a major international airport, without my knowledge or consent, because I was drunk off my ass.
Again, just rumor and innuendo.
It was not a gun designed to fire a projectile by means of an explosion either. There was no damn explosions in that gun.
No doubt about that. Now we got to see how Paul Alcohol can manage this lead that he has opened up to 3.5 seconds on Blind Bob McGee, who is staying with Ennio Sparini. They are trying to make up some ground.
Absolutely, and of course,
they got Big David Thibodeau behind him too.
Yes, by the way, we do want to remind you that as the winner of the Parts Unknown Auto Parts Pull Award, Paul Alcohol has won a $20 gift card to Parts Unknown Auto Parts at any dealer and retailer inside the good old US of A.
Holy shit, they upped them by $5. What the fuck?
Absolutely. They see the value of the Diddler Cup sponsorship, and they are upping that prize purse, buddy.
Especially here at Gristol. This is the big time. This is Gristol Motor Speedway.
It's Gristol, baby!
And Blind Bob McGee hanging on to second place. But you look at that. He's taking coming out of that turn pretty high. Taking that high line.
He's not intimidated by those drivers just bearing down him in his rear view mirror.
Mainly because he can't see them.
Because of the fact that he can't see the drivers in his rear view mirror.
I'm sorry for stepping on the punchline there. And Ennio Sparini is one of those drivers up to third place. Hanging on to it, taking looks every time he makes that turn. Hanging on it low and staying with him. And they got a line of cars behind there, but they are not gaining any ground on Paul Alcohol.
Well, Paul Alcohol's got this thing dialed in. He is running hotter than hell tonight, and he's ready to rock and roll all night and party every day. Wait, shit.
And he is taking a draft off of Richard Blood in that number 41 plasma train Ford Pinto, excuse me.
Yeah, that's
I think we're seeing right here. All we're seeing here is the blood alcohol level.
That is very true. That's amazing.
The blood
I was going to say, it's a couple of Fords.
This race has exceeded legal levels.
A couple of Fords helping each other out, but there you have it. There it is, the blood alcohol partnership. And you can see, maybe that's helping out some of our cars behind it. They just dropped from 3.5 to 3.2.
It's helping him save fuel. I don't know if it's helping make up any ground on the rest of the field, because he's going to find a point where these guys are just running off the pace and he's not able to advance. So he's got to make some moves. He's got to piss people off and wreck somebody's car.
He did just lose about a third of 3/10 of a second. We're going to have to keep an eye on it as.
Chip, I think what Paul Alcohol needs to do is to take that $20 Parts Unknown Auto Parts, get himself a decent screwdriver set, and get that interlock system taken out of there. You can't start a car by breathing.
No doubt about that. 35 laps in, Paul Alcohol in a lot of traffic. That is a pack that is behind the lead, that is well off the pace. Richard Blood and Jim Blossoms are the last two cars.
Yeah, that's two early championship contenders that are about to get put a lap down. Folks, Jim Blossom's just getting out of the way, not wanting to make any trouble, mostly because of the fact that he is pretty sensitive to any car contact, as well as any physical contact.
As he should be at this point. But Richard Blood and Stumpy Lane in that number 9 Gumboos Chevy Prism are causing a little bit of havoc. Paul Alcohol's got nowhere to go high. He's not getting let past by Richard Blood, and we're seeing it. Look at that, Blind Bob McGee down to 2.1 seconds. A couple laps ago, that was 3.5. This is where the story is told.
Yeah, Blind Bob McGee is driving like he could just look out there and see. Wait, shit.
Well, so much about that.
He's in a little bit of traffic right now. He's got a bit of a blind spot. Oh.
And look at that. You can see the Gumboos car is in the sights of Blind Bob. Dang it. Well, we hit the trifecta, boys. Ennio Sparini, however, can see that Gumboos car, and that is the target. If nothing else, he can kind of give Blind Bob McGee a little bit of push right ahead. And you can see that is a line of 5 cars, 2 through 6.
Big Daddy Thibodeau, El Toto Rosanna, they know that if these second, third place cars, if they just let their anger get the better of them and take each other out, all of a sudden Big Daddy Thibodeau is a factor for the win of this race.
I mean, all Blind Bob McGee needs to do here is throw. Oh, shit.
If only he had all. So he's got to use
laser sight,
at
laser vision.
At this point, you just have to have a feel for the track. You got to have that 6th sense. Well, I guess for him, 5th sense.
You just got to have that butt feel.
I mean,
it comes down to the butt feel.
I mean, he was nice enough to take his family to one of the caverns. I think Cataracts is the name of the caverns.
Oh, very nice. Well, that's the one thing.
Very nice, very good, popular spot there. Sell train whistles there.
One of our spotters informed me that this is Blind Bob McGee's first time at Gristol Motor Speedway, which I had to believe it. Not a lot of the series, the lower series, get to race here. But I mean, the easy thing you do if you're his spotter, you just tell him it's at a racetrack he's more familiar with. He ain't gonna know.
Absolutely not. He's
What we're
not going
seeing,
to be
though.
able to see the difference anyway. He's just going to have to feel it in his seat.
That butt feel is important, and what we're seeing right now, that's very important. 45 laps in, Paul Alcohol continues to lead this race. Blind Bob McGee down to 1.7 seconds, 1.5 after that lap. Let's take a look at Paul Alcohol and see what he is. He is still behind that plasma train car. It's almost like he's given a bit of a push to a fellow Ford.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's helping Richard Blood stay on that lead lap. Of course, we don't have a wounded dog rule here in the Diddler Cup Series. If you want to get back on the lead lap, you're going to have to race dangerously and perilously back in front of the car in front, just like we used to do in the old days, before Brian France went and goddamn ruined everything.
There you go. That is exactly what it is. And you can see, coming off the turn, Blind Bob McGee gaining ground.
Marini as well. The whole field's gaining ground on him.
Well, I think what Blind Bob McGee, Ennio Sparini, let's go over to Ennio Sparini. They've got that whole line of cars. In fact, Sparini and Blind Bob McGee have kind of broken away a little bit from Big Daddy Thibodeau. And 4, 5, and 6, Thibodeau, Rosanna, and most glorious and honorable Mr. Naga's most glorious and honorable driver, to try to gain on this pack.
Slowly closing in on that pack too. Joe John Winchester in 7th place, 3.1 seconds adrift. But he's only about a second away from that pack of cars in front of him. He's gaining ever so slowly.
And if he can get onto that bumper of that number 10 car, even though he ain't an American, he's going to have to use that Toyota Yaris to pull himself up and keep this top 10 spot. That'd be a heck of a finish for Joe John Winchester. 51
Absolutely.
laps in.
I don't think John Joe would be very happy about it for obvious reasons, but he's still going to be proud of his son for finally winning the race.
Son, I thought cousin, I've heard nephew, I've heard niece, I've heard brother, I don't exactly know.
Great man.
Absolutely, they're from Alabama.
Some people are talking about, look at Jeff Gordon, the horse. See what's going on. We're just checking. Look, Jeff Gordon, the horse, is down 3 laps. Not sure what happened to Jeff Gordon, the horse. Seemed to drop down. He is 3 laps down, just trying to get some laps. If anybody maybe drops.
He just wanted to graze on the Cinnafist that was inside the infield.
Well, there's your problem right there. We got some news up there. Look at this. Ennio Sparini has made the pass and is ahead of Blind Bob McGee and only about 1 second away from Paul Alcohol.
Can a horse digest a Cinnafist?
Well, that's one of life's great mysteries. Well, never mind. Ain't one of those mysteries solved. Apparently, yes, he can.
You give a horse a biscuit, goddamn it, he'll eat it.
But if you give a horse a Cinnafist, well, he'll just chew right through that son of a bitch.
You can lead a horse to frosting.
But he'll still chew right through.
Absolutely. And here we see Stumpy Lane maybe getting the pull on Ennio Sparini. Sparini goes low. Blind Bob McGee goes high and picks that KFC Eye at the Bones car. And last race's winner, Jim Blossoms, and he gets pulled away. It looks like El Matador Toto Rosanna is going to pass Blind Bob McGee, who made the wrong decision.
Inside line. He's going to hold that line and take it all the way.
He's in 3rd right now. Toto Rosanna, El Matador himself, improves by 1 position, under a second, 0.8 of a second. Ennio Sparini behind that number 9 car, and you can see, look who is right ahead of that number 9 car. It is our race leader, the 35 of Paul Alcohol, who cannot get past that plasma train car. They're just going to go together, looks like, taking Ricky Walton, putting Ricky Walton down a lap.
And remember, these guys that are trying to stay on the lead lap, they're not entitled to give up that position.
Yep, looks like Paul Alcohol is subject to a blood clot.
That he is, and look at this Stumpy Lane. Look at this draft right now. Stumpy Lane is the only thing right now between 1st and 2nd place. A good run for Ennio Sparini. Down to the corner, maneuver those turns for a couple laps, 60 laps in. and he could be maybe catching first place and leading a lap, getting 5 bonus points, and who knows? Paul Alcohol has held the lead for 60 laps. Who's saying Ennio Sparini couldn't hold it for the rest of this? We're going to have pit stops at some point.
Yeah, they gotta make at least one pit stop before the end of this race, and it's going to be crucial because it's a short lap, and if you're making green flag pit stops, you probably run the risk of going down a lap or more if you have a bad stop.
No cautions either. No yellow flags. We got them. We not like the city of Europe where they're savages and don't wave a yellow flag.
Hit some people, damn it!
We have not seen a caution yet. We're seeing some pretty clean racing.
I mean, so far this year in the Diddler Cup, whoever has won the pole has not won the race. Fortunes could change here. This is impressive.
This would be huge, and if I recall, Paul Alcohol, this is not his first pole. I need somebody else to do some research on that for me, but I believe Paul Alcohol has won the pole once before this current season.
Well, usually stuff involving Paul Alcohol involves throwing dollar bills and sometimes the occasional 20.
And just a reminder to how the points work. There is a staggered point set of points that you are awarded based on how you finish first through 32nd. However, if you lead a lap, you get 5 bonus points if you lead a lap during the race. So, for example, right now Paul Alcohol has got 5 bonus points in addition to how he finishes. Nobody else gets 5 bonus points unless we have a new race leader.
Which could happen.
Here it comes.
There is no space between them. Ennio Sparini going low. He's going to try to drag him off that line on the straightaway. Going down to the corner. He's going to take a full lap to try to do it. He has completed the pass. Ennio Sparini, can he go back up and take that high line? Yes, he can. Ennio Sparini.
Been a salve or a pass for the lead. Better call Sparini.
Better call salve indeed. Ennio Sparini is now your new race leader at lap 68 of 175.
5 points for him.
5 big bonus points for Ennio Sparini. No problems with the car right now. And now he's going to take a draft off of Richard Blood in that Plasma Train 41 car, that Ford Pinto.
It's this pack of slow cars that Alcohol was behind that's been backing them up all day. I don't think Sparini's going to have an easy time getting past them as well.
No, that is true.
Bob McGee right back into the top 3 within a second of each other.
That it is, but McGee got past El Matador Toto Rosanna, and here we go. Paul Walker is going to looks like Sparini and Blood get by, but Richard Blood has been the dick today by not letting any of these cars at the lead of the race get past him, and he just could have got a good run off that straightaway. Maybe Richard Blood's just trying to figure out what's wrong with the car, trying to get it maneuvering. Maybe has to take it down to the pits.
There's a place for that, and that's called the damn garage.
Fair enough.
Well, I gotta tell you, Sparini's gotta apply some salve here and stop the bleeding.
That he is. He is comfortable staying with him right now. Happy with the pace. Save some fuel. Maybe reserve when you have to pit. Gain some time in the pits. Take a look at Wuba Bala, who is in a lot of traffic right now. Currently sitting in 6th, trying to get past that number 11 KFC I Ate the Bones car driven by Jim Blossoms. Couple of race winners so far this season. That 11, that 103. Looks like Wuba Bala's choosing Ricky Walton as a drafting partner. And
I don't know if that's advisable. He's just opened up the glory for Mr. Naga's most glorious driver of the 5th. May he race for 10,000 laps.
Going 3 wide. Almost made contact with Jeff Gordon, the horse, who has been having a heck of a race. A heck of a bad time for being a racing horse.
What was that thing about you're so far down you drive dangerously? Well, why don't you, if you open up that thing in the book, you'll find a picture of Wu Bob out.
And on top of that, he is a horse. So, that's going to be even more dangerous because he's a driving horse. And we're seeing 2nd and 3rd really starting to spread out. Ennio Sparini and Paul Alcohol neck and neck, 7 to 6 laps into this race.
Absolutely. Just got under 100 laps to go, and I don't think this battle for the lead's going to change much. Look at this. We got Morris Mayfield in the 00 car, the Nile Starbucks machine. That's another championship contender who is in danger of falling off the lead lap. What the hell is this race?
That is 6th place, Morris Mayfield. And that you are absolutely right. He is not having a good time with that car, but you know what? Don't think he cares. What happened to Ennio Sparini there? Just took a high line, a very high line, just kind of shot up the track. I don't know if he got some...
yeah, I think he just got out of shape. He just got out of shape. Maybe he missed his braking marks. Maybe the car just got loose underneath them.
A little bit of air got underneath that car and maybe pushed him up the track there. He is, in fact, back in the high line again, and Paul Alcohol is going to lead this race once more.
I want to just update you on something. We've been tracking the progress of Fat Daryl. He was up there inside the top 10 for just a bit. Remember, he started on the very last row of the grid, did Fat Daryl.
And look at that. He is sitting there with, he is actually just dropped to 12th place, I believe, along with Kevin Boner Pillman. Just got the pass into 11th. He's side by side with Joey Rochester for 12th.
Absolutely. Kevin Boner Pillman, a very aggressive driver, not afraid to just get any penetration that he can up through the field.
Sure he is in that Dongerex.
Two cars with his front nose and just slamming it on in there.
And I got to believe the Pen 15 racing team of that Dongerex Injectapen, number 15 Chevy Prism, driven by Kevin Boner Pillman, no doubt are going to be happy with this performance. Just stab yourself in the cock, and you're ready for at least 15 minutes of lovemaking after the blood kind of, stops flowing.
Dongerex, poke it and stroke it.
There you go. That's it. Once the screaming and the pain and the blood coagulates, then you're ready to at least, you're ready. You got about 8 minutes left before you got to do it again.
And speaking of nether regions and coagulating, we would like to also give a shout out to Ray Sharp. Reusable adult diapers, the official adult diapers of the Diddler Cup Racing Series. Get a great restart with Ray Sharp.
And what is happening to Ennio Sparini? Ennio Sparini has fallen off the pace. I don't know if it's fuel. I don't know what it is. He has dropped to 5th place.
I wonder if he's having problems with the car.
He might be ever since he shot right up the track. Like to remind us from our marketing team would like to remind us that Dongerex Injectapen, a little prick for a bigger prick. There you go. And of course, Reshart, go ahead, shit yourself.
If you don't wear Reshart, then you're in a world of shit. Reshart, official adult diapers of the Diddler Cup Racing Series. And we would like to also...
Don't forget the official fuel sponsor.
I think he was going for that, was he not?
Yep.
Go for it.
Give it a little bump in your hump with some 93 octane Bapus, the official race fuel of the Diddler Cup Racing Series.
Bapus.
And let's take a look at that number 44 car up to 2nd place. Blind Bob McGee just dropped down to about 9/10 of a second off of Paul Alcohol in the lead. He's got Stumpy Lane to contend with. Stumpy Lane known to be a bit of a dick, but nonetheless,
not as much as Richard Blood.
No, Richard Blood has been the problem driver today. I know in
give him a $100 bonus because he's just bringing excitement to this race.
He certainly is. You got to feel if there's going to be a big moment of this race, Richard Blood is going to be somewhere involved in it. We're seeing Blind Bob McGee, El Matador, Toto Rosanna. 4th place is that Just Guns 4-7 car, but there's a couple lap down cars in between 3rd and 4th. So it's going to be McGee and that 75 car. We're at yellow caution right now. I don't know who is. Let's go ahead and see what's going on.
Can you check on Jim Blossoms?
Pace car is out. Looks like it is not Jim Blossoms. I don't know who it might be.
Somebody else got in trouble. It would always be a good idea. Oh my goodness! What the hell? They almost ran in the back of the safety car. God, that would have been fun to see.
Well, that is Lee Corso haphazardly. Well, we are under caution right now. 91 laps in, and we're going to see what's happening here. Yep, pit road is open. And let's see who goes with Paul Alcohol here. It's going to be all of our leaders right now. It's going to be Blind Bob McGee, El Matador, Toto Rosanna. Looks like it's going to be Joe John Winchester.
All these drivers don't have the room to pit on the front stretch. Some of them are going to have to come back around the track and pit on the back stretch. And this could be very important.
And look at this. The entire field is basically coming to pit road.
Perfect timing for this caution, almost like we planned it.
I don't even know what even happened. Let's see if we had somebody in an accident.
Debris cannon out of the line of sight here, just a bit.
Get yourself a Cinnafist pulled pork sandwich.
Absolutely. Get yourself a Cinnafist pulled pork barbecue lava sandwich with ghost pepper aioli.
And Paul Alcohol is going to take it to pit road. We're going to watch the race off of pit road. Of course, got that from being the pole sitter. He's, of course, got Joey Rochester and Jimmy Poots right behind him. So that is the optimal pit spots. Oh, he just took out the guy. He just took out the guy at pit road. I mean, that is just savagery by Paul Alcohol.
Right next to him.
Well, folks,
we just watched a man die tonight.
It won't be the last time. It wasn't even the first time, and it certain as hell won't be the last.
Well, you are not wrong with that. At the very least, we saw a man lose both his legs.
Jumping Jansen Van Vuren. Man, what a pit stop sequence that was.
Excellent pitting. The winner's off pit road. Looks like it's Joe John Winchester moving up to third. Jeff Shanice into sixth. And you can see some of these cars starting to join the race. It looks like Big Daddy Thibodeau may have just pitted himself into a good position. I don't know if he's a lap down or what. Wu Ba Bala is having trouble with the car. Let's see what's going on with the Wu Ba Bala. That 103 Hugger Oranges car may not be looking good for him. Looks like he is a lap down right now. You can see, oh, there you go. Yeah, we got that double file restart because Wu Ba Bala and Big Daddy Thibodeau, bad pit stops. They are going to be down a lap. Paul Alcohol.
Oh, that's a big shame too. Not only for Wu Ba Bala, of course, Beaumont, but Big Daddy Thibodeau. He also fell off that lead lap. He could have been a factor for this.
No doubt. And here is the thing. That is Jean-Paul Henry, not a lap down, but he is on the lead lap still. However, he is in front of Paul Alcohol. He is a lap down car immediately. And look at how quickly he got that jump. Paul Alcohol leading this race after the first caution. That is the restart at lap 9 to 6.
Oh, these boys are dumb.
7 to 9 to go.
And a restart on the outside lane.
Excuse me, 80 laps to go. 7 to 9 now to go. Lap number 9 to 7. Paul Alcohol with Joe John Winchester.
God, Jesus, look at that move for Joe John Winchester. Going 3 wide through the traffic. I'll tell you what, free costing right now, they're fucking like a horny teenage couple in the bathroom parking lot of a huddle out.
And Joe John Winchester takes the lead for the first time in this race. Joe John Winchester, with that reckless abandon, has taken the lead, and he is taking on to. He is now drafting off of Reverend Pastor Chavez.
See John Joe Winchester sitting down the pit lane. He's got his signature white hooded sweatshirt on.
And he's got 5 points too.
Oh boy. Oh
and
boy.
Joe John Winchester, 5 big points. And a big day for Joe John Winchester in that Just Guns number 4 to 7 Ford Pinto. And we have been seeing the Fords have been doing pretty dang good in this race. 2 of the 3 race leaders have been Fords. We only got 7 Fords in the field, so that's pretty dang good right now. Looking at who else is, let's look at how the Fords are doing right now. The Fords are in 1 and 2 right now. Joe John Winchester and Paul Alcohol. Other Fords in the field. The 00, the 11, the number 4 car is in 14th place. That's Giacomo. Joe John Winchester now getting the draft on Wu Ba Bala, trying to put him a lap down.
Just not this way when he was down to 20.
Yeah, he's going to make the easy pass. Wu Ba Bala's going to let him go.
If you just believe in your mind's eye, you can believe that this is a battle for the win, and that's all you need.
And there we see.
Put your mind at ease, back. Have a Cinnafist.
And look at how far Joe John Winchester just got a big old lead, 2 seconds off of Paul Alcohol, who is all in front of a lot of lap down cars, including Cotton Stuff Body. And he's side by side with that Slap Mart car, Elmer Twist, driving that Slap Mart car.
We're American shops.
Slapping down low prices there. Unfortunately, slapping themselves a lap down.
America's Choice French Curls, 2 for $3.99.
I think that's a good deal.
That's at the bakery.
Fuck you, Aldi.
And that is Cotton Stuff Body, a lap down that Paul Alcohol is drifting away from. He's going to have Jimmy Poots help him out. Jimmy Poots is a lap down. He was up as high as third at one point. An outstanding qualifying effort for Jimmy Poots. Again, can't hold it together when the race matters most. Jimmy Poots has kind of been coming close, but no cigar so far.
Yeah, we know the speed's there. He's just letting that pass away like gas out the rectum.
That he is, and Joe John Winchester up to 3.7 seconds on the lead. He's got nobody around him. I think
Shanice in there in third place now.
Shanice has moved up. This might be another chance of Shanice in third place. Another good finish. Shanice has been sniffing around at that top 10. He has not yet won a race. He's led some laps, a lot of races, and that's been helping him out.
And it smells like orange chicken with extra MSG.
That it does. 4.2 seconds. 109 laps in the books. We're on lap 110 of 175 of this, the Cinnafist 300. Rusty Arcana, 5th place right now. Heck of a finish for him if that stays. He was one of those cars on his roof at one point. He was involved in a wreck at the Africa by Toto 99. Good bounce back along with Ennio Sparini, currently sitting in 4th place. And you got to imagine keeping it right side up would be the least of a victory for Ennio Sparini in that 2018.
And look who's in 6th. After spending all that time to fight to keep his way on the lead lap, Richard Blood, he could be in for a solid top 10 finish.
And he has got.
Fuck this race is. I'm not drunk enough for this.
And you know he was working with the 35 car earlier. He's working with the 35's teammate, that number 4 car, Giacomo in that Kiss War machine. Ford Pinto, couple of Fords. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 Fords in the top 10.
Everyone's in a diabetic coma right now.
We are looking at 4 out of the 7 Fords in the top 10 of this race.
I just want to slather the Cinnafist sugar all over my bare chest at this point.
You want to cream cheese that cheese cream?
Absolutely. God, it's so sticky. I could probably just Brazilian wax this whole thing.
And we are looking at Jim Blossoms, that number 11, KFC I8 the Bones car, another 40, is a lap down. He has multiple laps down, actually. He is in the bottom 4 of this race after winning that Africa by Toto 9-9. And here's Giacomo making the pass on Richard Blood. Blood lets him make the pass. A couple of Fords helping each other out.
And it's an absolute blood war that goes in the favor of the war machine.
No doubt it does. Let's take a look at Giacomo moving up to 6th place. And the thing is, all these cars are contending with one another. It is giving Joe John Winchester a bigger lead. 8 seconds, just under 8 seconds off of Paul Alcohol. We got Fords sitting in at 1st, 2nd, 6th, and 7th. Now 8th as Richard Blood just drops to 8th.
What the hell is Joe John Winchester? He invented goddamn time travel?
He's just had a good car, maybe a very good pit stop. Fresh tires, clean bill of fuel. He is hanging on with John Paul Henry. Saving some fuel right now. 120 laps in the books. And Winchester is your 3rd race leader.
How about that performance from Joe John Winchester? It's Joe John Winchester. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
Well, John Joe is the MMA guy. Joe John.
And another one of them is begrudgingly angry at his dad.
And we are seeing a lot of lap down traffic. That is El Matador Toto Rosanna getting put a lap down. A bad pit stop sends the 75 car down a lap and down into the bottom half of this field. Same goes with Most Glorious and I'm Mr. Naga's driver.
It's not about the driver, it's whoever's putting the fuel in your tank. Whoever's filling you up with beepus.
Beats.
Right there in your back end. Beepus. How you inject the beepus.
And Winchester is just guns a-blazing. Appropriately enough, he is passing these cars, putting them a lap down like they are barely moving. And look at these lap times he's put out there, 103.928. I want to keep an eye on those lap times, see how Joe John Winchester, that car is just getting better and better the later this race is getting.
Well, folks.
Remember the 5th of July, I tell you what.
Absolutely. Hope you had a good time shooting off your fireworks and you didn't lose too many fingers firing off Roman candles. Like that one feller in the that one wrestler dude. You seen this? I mean, he's holding it with his hands. He's shooting it off like a goddamn grenade launcher.
And look at this. Richard Blood has fallen off the pace. He is about to get put a lap down by Joe John Winchester.
I don't know if it's going to go down like that.
And Blood lets him go past. Winchester now makes it only 13 cars on the lead lap. 127 laps into this race.
Paul Alcohol gets stuck behind Richard Blood once again. I tell you what, he's probably going to be pissed that he couldn't break away from the field sooner.
That is very true. Paul Alcohol 7. All these cars got to be hoping for a caution right now to just bunch this field up once more.
It's kind of that moment in the race where you just want to hit Alt X and cause an explosion. But just sadly can't happen here.
And
why don't you
Paul
try
Alcohol.
this explosion of Cinnafist onion blossom? They took the idea of a blooming onion, but applied it to a deep-fried Cinnafist that's cut up into numerous bite-sized pieces, and you get that blooming onion dipping sauce. It's probably just Thousand Island salad dressing, but with way more cholesterol in it.
That's the Cinnafist explosion at your local Cinnafist, right?
God damn.
Absolutely.
That's
Only
at
$12.99.
That's at the Blackout Steakhouse.
That it is. And as we come around to the start-finish line, we are going to be, 45 laps to go. Joe John Winchester sticking with Jean-Paul Henry.
Sadly, Fat Darrell, latest car to fall lap down. It looks like his race is just falling. Tranquilo Ascenio.
And we're going through the field to take a look at some of these cars. That is Ennio Sparini on pit road. What is going on with that 28 car? Just been going backwards.
You never know.
Oh, this is an unscheduled pit stop. I tell you what, he's probably having a lot of problems with the car right about now because it ain't supposed to be coming in like this.
No, it is not. Ennio Sparini at one point was leading this race. He has dropped down. There's only 10 cars on the lead lap right now. The last one, Blind Bob McGee. And you can see, as you got that angle right there, Joe John Winchester is breathing down the neck of McGee.
Look at Blind Bob McGee. He's fighting for a top 10 position. He's not going to want to give it up too easily.
I checked his gas tank to be personal.
No doubt about that, but he's got Kevin Boner-Pillman to watch for to kind of move up to 9th place. That's the thing. They're getting passed by Winchester, but they're still going to have to race for some of these points as well. That is the enduring track of Gristol Motor Speedway. It is finding its victims one after the other, and Joe John Winchester is passing them all. He seems to have the key to this race.
This is about the point where the tempers are going to start flaring. I tell you what, if somebody hits somebody right now, I'll tell you what, you're going to see a fist fight rival something you'd see on a World Star Hip Hop front page.
Except they're going to fight inside of a giant Cinnafist.
And they're probably going to be a lot more white.
Absolutely. Both these points are very valid, especially the
It's like World Star Country Western, I think. Is that a thing? It should be a thing.
Absolutely. I'd support that. I would absolutely support that. If you just douse it, if you give it a Cinnafist sponsorship and just pour all the fighters down in Cinnafist sugary coated goodness.
And we're seeing Paul Alcohol. We're running out of cars on the lead lap at this point. Joe John Winchester is putting on. He is driving that car into the ground. He's about to. Oh, he almost got into it with Kevin Boner Pillman. They got very close to touching.
Hey. Now, at this point,
and it looks like
we're gonna have to stall for time to talk about our feelings.
Man,
that ain't good.
Man, that sounds too gay for the state of Tennessee. Probably not for Kentucky.
May have to go into Virginia for that one. We are in Bristol, of course, or Gristol, excuse me. We're in Gristol.
It's Gristol, baby!
And the Just Guns 4-7 taking a draft off of Kevin Boner Pillman, who is sitting in 9th place and about to go a lap down. I cannot believe I said that.
Unbelievable. Kevin Boner Pillman is just trying to stay erect on the lead lap of this race. I don't know if it's going to work out.
And Winchester seems to be content with drafting.
He is devouring this field like a fat kid on a Sunday afternoon with a giant Cinnafist.
I mean, hell, if his father fought the way his son's racing right now, John Joe Winchester probably still have that HCL contract.
Well, you ain't wrong with that, and that is a pack of cars all a lap down that Joe John Winchester's in the middle of, and we are approaching 31 laps to go. Lap 145 of 175.
They're going to strap them onto each hand, so we're going to have ourselves a Cinnafist fight.
Well, right now, I mean, I do know that this lead battle has gotten out of hand, but we got something going for 4th place right now, led by Rusty Arcana, and he's only 0.7 of a second ahead of Giacomo for that 4th place in the field. There's some good battles here still to be had on this lead.
Take a look at that. No doubt about that. We're seeing that happening with Rusty Arcana. And he's got Giacomo down, breathing down his neck on the stretch. A good run from Giacomo coming out of the corners. And he might be making a run for 4th place.
For 6th as well. Otto Bond in the 69 car.
Nice. And Rusty Arcana currently sitting in 4th. 12.3 seconds off the lead. But Giacomo is breathing down his neck. He's getting closer and closer. Joey Rochester, he is down a lap. He's causing a little bit of a jam up for that 12 car.
He's like a roadblock out there, which of course is very fitting.
That he is, that WCW Universe roadblock number 49 Dodge Stratus. Joey Rochester, not a very good performance today. He's sitting in 24th place.
Call the Diddler Cup hotline. I don't give a fuck.
And we are looking at 8.2 seconds as Rusty Arcana is going to get past that lap down car and make the pass on Joey Rochester. 25 laps to go. Oh, it looks like Burt McKitchen is having some trouble. He was sitting in about 10th place. Burt McKitchen seems to be heading into the garage. He's not even on the track anymore. He had a piston issue.
Oh, buddy.
Bad luck again for Burt McKitchen and that Slips Red Hot Pizza. Number 20, Pontiac Bonneville had a good run, but then the car just seemed to break down.
Cinderella story has just struck 5 o'clock somewhere.
Once again.
In another part of the country.
That got some piston pasta, I tell you what.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Some people claim that there's a piston to blame, but I know it's probably the piston's fault.
No doubt it is. And Joe John Winchester just continuing to impress. Let's take a look at Jeff Shanice. That's a battle for 2nd place right now. Jeff Shanice.
I think Jeff Shanice has moved ahead.
He has. He is currently in 3rd place. He is looking at Paul Alcohol right now, sitting in 3rd. He's lost a little bit of. That was getting very close, but he lost a little bit of ground. We're looking down at 20 laps to go in this race. And soon as we're at lap 155.
I tell you what, John Joe Winchester, Joe John Winchester. I mean, he's got this race he's got this race on the ground. He's just trying to choke it out into submission right here.
No doubt he does. He's basically got this race by the neck, and I'm going to stop that metaphor right there. 20 laps to go, 19 laps to go. Joe John Winchester, 8.87 seconds on Paul Alcohol. Jeff Shanice has dropped back to about a second off of second place. That 35 car, Paul Alcohol. You can see Shanice is right behind him, but just cannot get caught up. And this might be the thing, the chance that Shanice has, because Paul Alcohol is going to be facing some lapsed traffic. Jimmy Poots, Ricky Walton, and Wubai Bale, and I believe, not Ricky Walton, but El Matador, Toto Rosanna, and Ennio Sperini back on the track.
These guys are not going to be easy cars to get around. A simple mistake, and this race could turn on a dramatic pivot.
That it can, and here's what Paul Alcohol is doing right now. He is trying to create more distance between him and third place. He's going to put that 75 car, that El Matador Toto Rosanna driven 75 Air Supply Dodge Stratus, between him and third place Jeff Shanice. And you can see Shanice now has to contend with that 75 car, while Alcohol can look for Jimmy Poots and Wubai Bala to get a draft off of. We're looking at 15 laps to go.
And I've just received a message from the Slipside Red Hot Pizza team. I just received a press release from Team Oath or Nathan Lane Slip. Says, I need to have a talk with the Slips Red Hot Pizza R&D team because I heard the car runs in an internal combustion pizza oven. And that don't sound right to me.
They're going to have to get that figured out. Maybe go to coal fire or wood fire.
Hickory fire.
I believe it is wood fire.
Who's getting fired?
Somebody's getting fired.
No doubt, but who is not right now is Otto Bahn in that number 69 car.
Nice.
6th place for Otto Bahn. Yes, he is 16 seconds off the lead, but he had only one of 7 cars on the lead lap.
My goodness, and I tell you what, a top 5 finish is not too far away. Look, you see the car's been beat up all to hell. These guys have been racing and making contact with each other all day. It's just great. I just wish there would have been more wrecking and a whole lot more fighting, but there's a whole lot of Cinnafisting going on.
There is a lot of Cinnafisting happening. Joe John Winchester in a lot of traffic. He just put the 25 car, Jasper Cudisark, and that Throw Candy Tobacco Lozenges car down a lap as well. 10 laps to go. Joe John Winchester opened up a 10-second lead. We're going to keep a close eye on this car. He is right on the bumper of Paul Walker, almost getting into it right there. He is watching that 69 car, number 69, Otto Bahn, looking to put him down a lap, and he just easily, Paul Walker goes up the track and lets him pass. Joe John Winchester with 9 laps to go.
You can feed a family of 16 with just one Cinnafist. And hell, you could use it for your foreplay. All you got to do is just grab a scoopful of Crisco and just lube that fist and that forearm right up and then plunge that Cinnafist right where the sun don't shine.
No doubt about that. That is Otto Bahn going down a lap with 6 to go. 7 laps to go. Lap number 169 and the 69 car is down a lap. Giacomo, 5th place. He is the last car on the lead lap. This has been amazing to watch. Otto Bahn down to 7th place. Jasper Cudisark making that pass into 6th place. A good finish right now, potentially, for the 15 team, that Penn 15 team of Kevin Boner Pillman, currently sitting in 9th. We are down to 5 laps to go.
5 to go. Bring it on home, John Joe.
What a way to celebrate your 5th of July. This right here is a declaration of the Second Amendment. He is going out here guns a-blazing since he got out of the pits.
That he is, and we are going to see I can't imagine we're going to see a new points leader after tonight. But Wubai Bala, a lap down, he is helping pull Paul Alcohol forward. We are down to just 4 laps to go. Going to be 3 coming around this stretch. 3 laps to go.
Petition, and
All right, who did not sign the goddamn petition?
Commiserations, my friend Beaumont.
And this is what the story is. A huge lead for this 4-7 car, the Ford Pinto of Joe John Winchester, sponsored by Just Guns. Because there ain't a problem that a gun can't solve. 2 laps to go. Joe John Winchester is putting on a racing clinic at Gristol Motor Speedway, Gristol, Tennessee. Last lap, he takes it to the white flag. This is it. Joe John Winchester looking to maybe put the entire field lap down. He did all but 4 cars. That is it. He is your winner. Joe John Winchester
Unbelievable!
wins this race.
Another first-time winner in the Diddler Cup Racing Series, and it's young Joe John Winchester.
And Paul Alcohol, a second place finish for the pole sitter. Jeff Shanice in third place. Rusty Arcana in fourth. Giacomo in fifth. Jasper Cudisark in sixth. Autobahn in that 69 car in seventh.
Nice.
Kevin Boder-Pillman finishing in eighth. Great finish for the Penn 15 team. Jean-Paul Henry in ninth. He's going to be moving up in the points. Blind Bob McGee rounds out your top 10. We are going to see how that is that 4-7 car. There's our pole sitter. Second place finish for Paul Alcohol. But, yep, there we go. Joe John Winchester has brought it to the garage.
Look at that. He's holding that shotgun with one arm, and he's just, good Lord, he's firing off in the crowd.
That is amazing.
Christ, I think he hit somebody.
He most certainly has hit somebody.
Jesus
I'm certain he has hit somebody. Lightning Lord, are you got your Kevlar on? You down in the pits with our winner?
Oh boy, let me get down there, folks. I'll tell you what, that was a fantastic drive down here. I tell you what, it's the 5th of July. I didn't get a chance to celebrate it while I was getting held up in Fulton County Jail. But right now I've made it down there with Joe John Winchester, another first-time winner in the Diddler Cup Series. Baby, how does it feel?
It feels good, man. I mean, I just wish my daddy wasn't here right now. That piece of crap couldn't beat up shit out of a tin can. But I want to thank everybody at Just Guns, sponsored a hell of a race car. Man, we had a good start that second half of the race, man. We just hauled ass every day. That's what we do, man. I just wish my father wasn't here to see this, or I didn't have to associate him with one goddamn bit. I tell you what, I'm gonna party like it's fucking 1947. All right, baby. All right, there you have it. Joe John Winchester. Joe Winchester. Excuse me, there are obviously some daddy issues, but no issues with the car today, as he has taken a dominant victory in the Cinnafist 300. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm just going to go scoop another double handfuls of...
Are you okay there, Lightning Lord? Lightning Lord.
I think he's swimming in it.
I certainly hope that somebody knows the Heimlich, because that might have to be used. It's kind of like a German suplex. That it most certainly is. But what we are seeing right now is a man devour an entire Cinnafist on his own. Well done there. And sometimes there are just not enough words to express what we are witnessing. Joe John Winchester is your victor, and he is the winner. We're going to go officially with that. Go ahead and bring that up right there.
I think I may have did it. I may have did it too hard with the Cinnafist. I need to sit down.
Have a seat. Get yourself some water and.
Buddy, we got a chamber pot underneath this seat here.
Does Dongerex make injectabetes?
Oh God, I certainly hope so. We do, because that'd be beautiful right there. But what I think we got to show you right now is our current stand-ins. I think we need to announce them right now. As you can see, The points lead is only 9, but there is still the same leader, Woo Ba Bala, in first. 9 points behind him, Richard Blood, Jean-Paul Henry in third, Jeff Shanice up to fourth, Jim Blossoms in fifth, Paul Walker, Paul Alcohol up to seventh, Jimmy Poots, Bowie Jessup, and Otto Bond cracks the top 10 with that finish. Those are your top 10 in the standings. After 6 races.
I do want to just point out that we had some comments prepared by John Joe Winchester, but unfortunately, due to a request from the Anti-Defamation League of America, we are not allowed to air those comments on TV.
You know, that's probably for the best, I think. That is absolutely for the best. And this is the amazing thing. Joe John Winchester in 29th place. So this really absolutely is an amazing performance by him. And let's talk about Kevin Boner Pillman. Kevin Boner Pillman having a rough season as well, moving to 27th place. That's a great finish for them and that 15 team. You know, that's what we're seeing here. We're just seeing these cars have one good race, and maybe it just starts to really improve upon a season like that.
I can't feel my fingertips.
Lloyd, we should probably take him to some sort of hospital, huh?
I don't think he's looking.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Oh my God! It's coming out of your damn nose! Holy what the hell did you do?
Oh hell yeah!
No, don't eat it again. That came out. That's an exit only. That's an exit only, my friend. Oh God! Oh God!
I mean, at least it came out it came out the nose crack. There are a lot of other cracks where the Cinnafist sugar should not come out that you should not consume it out of.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
They don't constitute accretions for nothing.
Oh God!
I think I may need a change of undershorts.
All right, well, folks, we are gonna have to call this to an end. Our next race is, of course, my God, are we good? Are we okay?
I didn't know I had corn for breakfast this morning, fellas.
I'm pretty sure you didn't, my friend. That's even more troublesome. Well, we got to get Lightning Lloyd to some hospitals. Anyone that will admit him. We got the high-speed police.
I just got to take the Browns to the Super Bowl. He'll be fine.
I'm sure he'll be fine. We got the high-speed police chase Grand Prix at the Ventura Highway. Next race. Be sure to keep an eye on our Twitter. IRMstream is where that will be announced. The date is to be determined. We will figure that one out soon. We're looking at maybe making that happen on, it's a high-speed police chase. You can't really plan for those. But we are looking at Monday the 10th for that one, and perhaps the 13th for our race after that. And believe you me, race number 8 is going to be one you do not want to miss. That is the why. Why are we doing this 400? And that's all I'm going to say about that one. You're going to be surprised when you see what in the world we're doing there. But we got the high-speed police chase Grand Prix coming up soon. We're going to say Monday, but keep tuned. Stay tuned. Keep an eye on our Twitter for when we announce this. We'll be updating everything. That is it for Lightning Lloyd Shivers being sent immediately to a hospital. Beaumont Jenkins, thank you as well for joining.
I'm sure he'll be fine. I mean, if he
Yeah,
goes
he
to
is-
a police station one day, he goes to a hospital next. I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll be good.
Pass me the frosting.
He's trying to figure out some sort of a stomach pump.
Pass me the gravy ladle to go with it.
We might have to stop by the Bench and Tex on the way home. I heard they got one of those out here in Gristol as well. Maybe I had to hit the Huddle House, maybe the Shoney's or the Stuckies that's part of the Shoney's, or
the
perhaps
Stickies.
or the KFC buffet as
I
well.
want to fight Big Boy.
Oh, he's going to fight the big boy. Until then, Joe John Winchester is your winner of the Cinnafist 300. My name is Chip Chapman for Lightning Lord Shivers and Beaumont Jenkins. It's been a goddamn auto race.
It's been a goddamn auto race.